Hey, welcome to the false start on the Pro Football Spot channel, your #1 stop shop for almost up-to-date football news. Today we're talking about who's kicking ass in free agency and who's pretending like they're going to build their team through the draft. Packers. I'm Brandon Perna and football! Alright, let's get down to business, football dude boys. The top story this hour in my eyes is the Sproles trade. Sproles was traded by the New Orleans Saints to the Philadelphia Eagles for a 5th-round pick. The Saints were planning on releasing Sproles anyway, so kudos to them for getting something for the electrifying back because they were slated to get shit. The Eagles win because now they have the fastest football team in the world with LaShawn McCoy, Darren Sproles, Deshaun Jackson, Jeremy Maclin, and of course, their fastest player, Andy Reid's shadow. If the Eagles can improve their defense, which I doubt they can, they'll be a very dangerous team next year. I'm not sure if Chip Kelly even knows his team has a defense. If he had his way, football would just be two offensive teams taking turns performing elaborate trick plays until one team falls down with exhaustion. That's how he likes to do it. Then, let's go all the way up to New England, where the Patriots lost arguably one of the best corners in the league when Aqib Talib signed with the Denver Broncos. But they made up for it when they signed one of the arguably better cornerbacks in the league, Revis. At this point, the Patriots are right where they were 2 days ago. Just good enough to lose in the AFC Championship game. Revis signed a 1-year contract worth $12 million, which is about $4 million less than what Tampa Bay was supposed to pay him. That's a lot of money. Last season, Revis helped lead the Tampa Bay Buccaneers to a 4-12 record, which means he was not worth the $16 million Tampa Bay paid him. Now, the Patriots are not stupid enough to give Revis quarterback-type money, so they paid him a little more than he's worth at $12 million, which was a great move by New England. But Revis will only be in Boston for 1 year, because if the Patriots want to keep him, they'll have to pay him $20 million in 2015. Tom Brady's only going to make $13 million in 2015. Revis is such a douche. He could have locked up a long-term deal, which for Revis is 1.5 years, with one of the best teams in the league, but instead, he makes the Patriots pretend like they are dumb enough to pay him like a quarterback in 2015. Everybody knows that's not gonna happen. Revis believes he's worth QB money, but he's not. He's never even been to a Super Bowl, and he's certainly never been a Super Bowl MVP, because that would be impossible without going to the fucking Super Bowl. I wish I knew how to trick people into paying me more money than I'd ever be worth. For that, I admire Revis, and wish I would have taken a page out of the book he read once. Eric Decker, the man I made famous by giving the best nickname in the world, Big Dick Decker, signed a 5-year, $36.25 million contract with the New York Jets. I would have liked to keep Decker in Denver, but I'm glad he went to New York City where it's gonna be really hard for him to catch footballs. And where 50% of that money he just earned will be spent on rent. I will say to the Jets fans, I think we should unite, Broncos fans and Jets fans, to share in our mutual disgust for Revis playing in New England, while also mutually enjoying the flowing locks sailing through the air as your new golden receiver, Big Dick Decker, now known as Baby Dick Decker, runs across the field. Despite losing Revis and his unrealistic price tag, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers have made solid moves in free agency. If you hated the Bucs last year, don't worry, because they now have an entirely different team. They have signed former Cincinnati Bengals offensive tackle Anthony Collins and defensive end Michael Johnson, former Titans cornerback Alteron Werner, who's going to play for them at more than a fair price, former Seattle tight end Brandon Myers, sweet name, and defensive tackle Clinton McDonald. Oh, and they got the Bears' best quarterback, Josh McCown. So yeah, Lovie Smith ain't f***ing around in Tampa Bay. And the last time I checked, free agency still isn't over. That's a watch. I'm willing to bet the Tampa Bay Buccaneers sign their entire 53-man roster in the next 3 days. Look, I got a cute football cup, because I'm a cute boy. The Panthers have officially cut Steve Smith. Nobody knows where he's going. Steve Smith is my favorite person in the NFL to quote. We all remember "Ice up, son" from last season, but Smith has topped himself. According to Bill Voth on Twitter, Steve Smith said if he plays the Panthers next season, we should, and I quote, "put your goggles on because there's gonna be blood and guts everywhere." Normally, I make these quotes up, but this one is 100% real. I hope I never meet Steve Smith. Okay, moving on to the lightning round. This is to try to bring you up to speed with all the free agent moves. Jarius Byrd went to New Orleans. Willie Young signed with the Bears. Ziggy Stardust Hood went to Jacksonville along with Zane Beadles and Chris Clemens because they all hate winning. Vaughn Martin signed in Detroit, Brandon Albert went to Miami, Nolan Carroll went to the Eagles, the Cardinals signed running back Jonathan Dwyer, linebacker Marcus Bernard, and offensive lineman Ted Larson. It's reported that Jonathan Dwyer will play 1 year in Arizona and then retire because making millions of dollars to play a quarter of the season sucks when there's so much good golf to play in Scottsdale. Breno Giacomini signed with the Jets, Joe Mays went to Kansas City, Keith Rivers and Corey Graham went to Buffalo, J.D. Walton went to the Giants, and f it. There's like 40 more of these. I don't know how ESPN can stay on top of all this shit. Oh yeah, that's right, ESPN has a whole team of people to help them do it 24 hours a day. Because there's like 70 free agent moves that have happened. It's just too many moves to keep track of. The NFL is... If I just do this, you can't hear all the fucking banging from the construction in my apartment complex. The NFL's a cluster during free agency. Fans love it, players cash huge paychecks, and NFL owners use the salary cap as an excuse to divorce the players that gave them everything. It's like a soap opera for men. Now, as an unbiased, diehard Broncos fan, I will spare all non-Broncos fans the excitement I feel for the 3 big defensive players the Broncos signed over the past few days. Akeem Talib, TJ Ward, and DeMarcus Ware. Instead, I'll simply point you to the video on my channel where I talk about these guys at great lengths. And I will wait here until you click on that video. Nothing else good is gonna happen here. Nothing, well, that's not true, never mind. This was also interesting. Jonathan Martin was traded to San Francisco. Head coach Jim Harbaugh coached Martin at Stanford, so this may be a smart move for San Francisco. Apparently, Martin is excited to play on a team where the biggest and loudest jerk is the head coach. And this just in, not really, but Justin Tuck left New York City to take a 2-year deal worth $11 million to play in Oakland. All Tuck had to do to convince Oakland he was the right guy for the job was agree to allow 3 of his organs to be harvested at the end of his contract. It's Oakland's plan to bring Al Davis's cryogenically frozen body back to life and rejuvenate it with former players' organs. This way, Davis can continue to run the organization into the ground for another 100 years. It's also been reported that the smiliest man in New England, Vince Wilfork, can no longer stand playing for a coach, and I quote, that has banned smiling during practice, games, and while making love to our wives. Wilfork was hurt for the majority of last season, but if he can escape the death grip of the Patriot organization, he'd be an upgrade on the D-line. Pretty much anywhere. Anywhere he goes, that guy's a beast. We also have exciting news for Packers fans. No, your team hasn't decided to participate in free agency, but we here at ProFootballSpot.com launched the exclusive Packers site. That's right, if you don't want to see any fucking Vikings news, go to Packers.ProFootballSpot.com, where we've got a ton of really slightly above average Packers content. You also have your own Twitter page at @spot_Packers and Facebook page at ProFootballSpot: Green Bay Packers coverage. When I say it's your Twitter page, I mean it. We actually respond and engage in football conversation with everyone on Twitter because we're all football fans. Not like those jerks at the elitist NFL network. Thanks for watching the false start on the Pro Football Spot channel. Make sure to subscribe. Also, you can check out the newest addition to our team right here, Mike, who's gonna be doing the Spot 5 videos for us. If you want real football news, he's probably your best bet, because I get too distracted with dick jokes. He's 100% football. I'm 100% up. Together, we make a deadly combination.